My name is Kelebogile Moloko. I'm the founding shareholder and director of Prowess Investment Managers. While there's a lot of focus on ESG factors and screening, it is relevant to remember that we live in Africa. And as Africa still has very foundational needs. We can look at developed markets such as South Africa, developed financial markets such as South Africa, where it's very easy to actually develop ESG screening tools. But across the breadth of Africa, sustainable investment is still needed in addressing the basic fiber for social and economic transformation. Infrastructure development and investment in basic needs such as transport or housing, education, which is very critical in Africa, are still the needs that actually face us today as investors or policymakers and so forth. And also those needs are very important in terms of alleviating poverty or also increasing economic activity. Prowess was actually started for this very specific reason. There's a lot of investment opportunities that actually exist, but my passion, or the passion of Prowess, is to actually deploy capital, willing capital. I agree with what Andrew is saying, has to be willing capital that is looking at sustainable investment returns or sustainable investment opportunities that can actually transform Africa as a continent from an economic and social perspective. To us, incorporating ESG factors in the investment process is very crucial. It's something like breathing. It should be something that you don't actually think about, but something that is part and parcel of what you do. And I believe that South Africa is actually moving towards that. Why do we support, or why did I support africasif? I remember in February 2009, Graham and I were brainstorming about what africasif does and what it actually looks at. We debated a lot of issues, and there were three that actually came to the fore, and that's why we are here today. The first one was that there's been a lot of discussions, and most of us have been part of that over the years, either 10 years or whatever period one might want to look at, where there's been a passion about how do we get Africa to be sustainable, how do we get capital and deploy it in a sustainable way. But the initiatives that have been around have been really fragmented. There hasn't been one network or body that can actually bring people together. The second thing is that there's been a lot of good debate and really great ideas that have actually been debated for years now. And I think one of the key issues is that how do we actually take those good ideas and turn them into innovative and actionable solutions, not just for the investment industry, but for the continent as a whole. And the third thing, I heard somebody really getting excited about this, is that we've had a lot of foreign investor participation in Africa, which has been great, and we need that to continue. But then how do we increase local stakeholder participation in sustainability investment issues, which we view as an advantage when people have got local experience and local content? And I believe that africasif actually addresses those kind of issues that I've raised and a whole lot more. And africasif is here to draw like-minded people that are passionate about the future of Africa, and really creating a network where people can actually come and share knowledge and actually advocate issues that are pertinent for Africa's sustainability. I want to end by famous words that were said by Margaret Mead. She said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed people can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." And I believe that we are here to change the world. It's not just about the steering committee, you being here. You're here to change the world for yourself and for...